Meteorologist Craig Flint and Mike Finner with sports. You're watching Fox 66 News First at 10.
One local state senator weighing the options for a run for Pennsylvania governor. Good evening, I'm Brian Wilk. A spokesperson for State Senator Dan Laughlin has confirmed the 49th District Senator is considering a run for governor in 2022. And Laughlin himself tells Fox 66 News he's leaning towards it. Scott Bremner has our closer look. Fox 66 News is your local election headquarters.
Contractor Dan Laughlin knows how to build things, and soon State Senator Dan Laughlin may try to build the coalition that could take him from northwestern Pennsylvania to the governor's mansion. It's not an easy road. In fact, only Tom Ridge successfully built the way to jump past the power bases of Pittsburgh and Philadelphia so that a candidate from here could win statewide. Ridge called his journey the candidate no one ever heard of from the place no one has ever been.
We're going to try and give that a good try. I think this corner of the state brings a lot to Pennsylvania. We get overlooked sometimes, and I've really tried to change that in the last 4 years. And I certainly have a voice in the Senate right now. I don't think there's a senator down there that doesn't know where Erie, Pennsylvania is now.
Another concern right now is the deep divisions in the Republican Party caused by those either supporting or opposing former President Donald Trump. Laughlin supports some Republican initiatives, but has also crossed traditional party platforms by supporting both an increase in the minimum wage and the legalization of recreational marijuana.
And I'm more of a centrist. Quite frankly, I think the middle of the road is what people are hungry for right now, and I think I provide that, and I think that's going to be at least could be a winning strategy for us.
Laughlin says he will travel the state and talk to people before making his decision, probably by July. Scott Bremner, Fox 66 News.
And if elected, Laughlin says his first priority will be to fix the state's unemployment compensation system. For all the latest election news anytime, you can turn to your local election headquarters on yourerie.com. Let's turn to weather now. Meteorologist Craig Flint has your Fox First forecast. Hey, Craig.
Brian, good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. Beautiful day today, and temperatures tomorrow probably 10 degrees warmer. And we will have a lot more sunshine tomorrow. There's a look at the new Motors weather cam as we look down Peach Street. Clear skies, just a beautiful night. Now it will get chilly, high and dry on Storm Tracker. No rain chances at all as we head through the rest of the weekend. 36 now, winds are light, and the dew point at 17, so still very dry. Expect clear skies, and temperatures will be dropping. Well, they're in the mid-30s now, probably 30 to 35, and then plenty of blue and sunshine again tomorrow, and again, temperatures about 10 degrees warmer compared to where they were today. Complete forecast coming up later in the newscast. Brian?
Thanks, Craig. A two-vehicle accident Saturday afternoon sends one person to the hospital with serious injuries. It's new tonight at 10 o'clock. Now, the accident happened around 4 o'clock at the intersection of West Ridge Road and Millfair Road in Fairview. When crews arrived, they found two vehicles with heavy damage, with one patient trapped in the vehicle. The victim was extricated and taken to an area hospital for treatment of injuries. There's no word on what caused the accident. However, an accident reconstruction team and traffic investigators were called to the scene. Injuries suffered by a 4-month-old infant girl are under investigation by police. It's a developing story tonight at 10 o'clock. Girard Borough and Pennsylvania State Police were called to a residence at 121 Myrtle Street in Girard. Authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding injuries to the victim. The little girl was taken by EMS to an Erie hospital, and it was the hospital that notified authorities. Girard Borough Police Chief Kevin Rafferty tells Fox 66 News that the 4-month-old has been flown by helicopter to a Pittsburgh hospital for treatment. There is no other details available at this time. Erie police investigating 3 separate shooting reports that may all be tied to an incident at an Erie after-hours club. It was shortly after 2 a.m. overnight when police were sent to 21st and Parade for reports of a shooting of a male victim at a club called Hutt's Place. Shortly after, a second man walked into the emergency room at UPMC Hammett with a gunshot wound. And later, state police responded to a call of a third man with a gunshot wound on Interstate 90. Investigators are working to determine if all 3 shootings are from the same initial incident. None of the injuries appear to be life-threatening. A Conneaut, Ohio man has been charged with a sex crime. Police in Warren, Ohio have charged 27-year-old Gene Sterling of Conneaut with having sex with a 15-year-old girl. The charges come after police were called to a Trumbull County hospital back in February to speak to the victim and her father. The suspect was arraigned on charges Friday. And Erie City firefighters got their live training today at Perry Highway Hose Company Station 42. Julia Hazel has the story.
Erie City firefighters went through a live fire training Saturday at Perry Highway Hose Company Station 42.
We're completing structural burn session training today so that they can have prerequisites to do their Firefighter 1 certifications in later this spring.
The training was held Saturday because of an ease of COVID restrictions and an increased number of recruits. One firefighter just started 4 months ago and says that you always want to make sure you're prepared and know what to do at a fire.
This training, it's smaller than a house, but it's really good because you open the door and the whole thing is on, there's a fire at the end, the whole thing is smoke covered, so you have to crawl, otherwise you're gonna burn up. But
Deputy Chief says one of the most important things to remember as a firefighter entering a building are those 90-degree turns inside. Always make sure where the hose is at and that you're getting enough water supply.
So you got to be able to manipulate that hose line through there, and that would be, like going down a hallway into up a stairwell, around tables, chairs, things like that in a normal house.
And to simulate the training as if it were in real life.
Train cutting holes in rooftops with the saws. You get the saw work and the ladder work. You go up in the bucket. You do everything that you're going to do on the job in the training period.
Julia Hazel, Fox 66 News.
New guidance from the CDC concerning students and socially distancing is expected to pave the way for a return to in-person learning, but some still have safety concerns. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has the latest from Washington.
The CDC is relaxing social distancing in the classroom. Many parents hope this move will get more children back to in-person learning. Previously, the CDC said children had to be 6 feet apart. The revised guidance now says students can sit 3 feet apart in classrooms if they wear masks. Those plastic shields and other barriers between desks are no longer required. 6 feet should be kept in common areas, and teachers should also remain 6 feet apart. A recent study in Massachusetts found no significant difference in COVID infection rates between students sitting 3 feet or 6 feet apart. The CDC director also cited another study from Florida, which found a majority of students who contracted the virus got it outside the school.
And the third study looked at COVID-19 rates among students in Florida and found that 60% of cases in students were not related to spread in schools. It also found that resuming in-person activity was not associated with proportionate increase in COVID-19 cases.
Of the more than 1.2 million children ages 17 and under who have tested positive for the coronavirus between March and early December last year, only 2.3% required hospitalization. Less than 0.1% died. But not everyone is happy about the revised guidance. Here's the president of the second largest teachers union in the country.
The issue is that this is being driven by space concerns, not by safety concerns. I just hope this is not a rush to put in twice as many desks in a place where we're really starting to get things reopened.
According to a study, as many as 3 million children have gone without any education, neither in person nor virtual, since the start of the pandemic over a year ago. In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for Erie, the region, and across the state. The State Department of Health reporting 45 new positive cases of COVID-19 in the past 24 hours. The total now stands at 18,307. Crawford County reporting 10 new cases. Warren County up 3. Chautauqua County continues to report a total of 7,948. Ashtabula County up 10. Across Pennsylvania, 4,213 new cases reported, raising the total to over 984,000. The state also reporting 33 new deaths today, bringing that total to 24,774. Here's a look at the latest vaccination efforts in Erie County. 97,790 vaccinations have been administered in Crawford County. The number's at 34,003. Warren County, 10,797 shots have been given. Across Pennsylvania, over 4 million people have now been vaccinated. And be sure to click on this logo on our website, yourerie.com, with information on where and how you can sign up for a COVID-19 vaccination. The 2021 Erie Bike Fest has been canceled. According to staff, they made the decision to cancel the annual motorcycle rally scheduled for July 13th through the 18th after speaking with the Erie County Health Department and the Erie Western PA Port Authority. They say that compliance with COVID-19 restrictions still prevent them from presenting the event at the same level and high standard those have enjoyed in previous years. Dozens of folks took to the ice Saturday afternoon to enjoy a little curling. The French Creek Curling Club hosted an event at the Flo Fabrizio Ice Center. Folks could learn the basics of curling as well as safety instructions, followed by some scrimmage play. Now, this is the Curling Club's first event in Erie. Organizers say there are many benefits for curling at any age.
You're going to walk about 2 miles. You're going to socialize a little bit, which we're able to do social distance. It gets you out of the house in the wintertime, gets you moving, gets you active, and like I said, gets you some socialization. So.
And the next event is set for tomorrow from 2 to 4:30 at the Flo Fabrizio Ice Center. And the first day of spring brought sunshine and golfing opportunities at Peak and Peak Resort in Chautauqua County. It's good news tonight at 10 o'clock. The Climber New York Resort's Championship Upper Course opened to golfers today, a few weeks earlier than usual. It's the first time in many years outdoor enthusiasts can enjoy both golf and skiing at the same time. Scott Enterprise is discounting the price of golf to celebrate the early start of the season. Meanwhile, 26 trails are open for skiing at the Peak.
Authorities say there's growing fear among the Asian American community as the investigation into the Atlanta shootings continues. I'm Charles Watson in Atlanta. I've got the details coming up.
Plus, Easter fun. An event at the Anna Shelter gave dogs the chance to enjoy their very own Easter egg hunt. All for a good cause. And turning the tassel